Yes, I wanted to ask a
Yeah, ask the question.
yes. My question has got to do with in terms of the integration of ICT, and I'm based on Samuel's principles. Um, how how do you monitor how do you monitor the children in terms of working from homes or wherever they are, so that they don't visit other, websites that are not, convenient for them? How do you assign somebody to help them? Thank you.
Okay. So I want an answer from one of us. If you just one answer from the class, just raise your hand. I'll call you. Then you answer. Ken.
By using parental controls. It is a software in Google platform, especially when you create or buy a new phone for the kid and you create an account for him or her. Automatically, the age will decide if the kid should have parental controls. So, as a parent, you've bought a new phone for your child, and then you've created a Gmail account for the kid. Naturally, you become the parent. If the kid needs to install anything on the phone, they will need your permission. If they want to visit a specific website that's inappropriate for them, they will have to come to you first. So automatically, when you have parental controls on your phone, you can also have access to whatever the kid is doing on their phone.
Wow, thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you very much. I think Gilbert, and you asked the question. I can see
Yes,
John's
madam.
hand.
Yes.
But I want to ask, or John, you'll be very short, snappy about it.
Yes, I'll be very good. I want to ask a counter question. Like in the case of putting parental guide on the phone, what of in the case where the learner will go to let's say a cafe? For that one, how would the parents have access to whatever that he or she is uh, doing on the internet? Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if cafe are still there. I think they are no more there. Oh, they are.
Not really, not really.
Yes. So I think that is one aspect of the principles. I hope you've not forgotten that Maya is saying that when you want to meaningfully integrate technology, you should also address the 21st century skills. So it's also another aspect. Yes, it's just like teaching them. These children, you teach them, they don't want to listen, but you have to. You tell them the consequences of going to some sites. What would to bring to them? It's part of it. Principle number 5. You must address e-safety and privacy issues. Where the person will tell them to send their nude pictures for money, and they will go. So this is also a lesson you have to take them through before you send them online. That's on the part of the teachers. So you are going to tell them what they have to do, how they have to be responsible digital citizens online. Then after that, then the rest of the work is for the parents. As for teachers, it's a little easy for us to monitor them when they are using the device in the schools. But as soon as they get home, we don't blame. Look, parents, we are also trying. You get home, you are nanny, you are cook, you are everything in the house. So you can't be with them to be doing their homework. So you give them the device, go and do your research, then you are cooking. But just like what our brother said, we have parental guides that we can use to control the devices. These devices, many of them have double interface for kids and then the normal one. So if you know your child is this stage, you don't want them to have access to EBS337D website shift to for kids, and you know that place they need passwords to come out, and you can add the website they can have access to. They can have access to all the websites. So these are some of the things, and I think parents equally need digital literacy education. Parents also need it, whether they are educated or not. I think we have to start talking to them during PTA meetings on how to help us, how to do some of these settings, so that, look, these children, if they do their yes, Chris, I can see your hand. After your submission, will continue.
Yes, madam. Yes, it's very true. I did that to one woman in my the learner is in my class, and they bought a new tablet for the boy, and the boy is somehow he know how to use the technology all right, but he like going to places that the grandmother doesn't like. So he asked me to do it, and I did the parental control for her. So she's able to put, and I taught her how to also control the boy. So she has been able to even put up the phone for the boy, or we have even put time on it, how the number of
How
hours
long
that
he will use it,
he
yes.
will use it. So when the time is up, the phone will lock. Then you have to get the permission from the parent before putting it on again.
So that's it. So those are some of the things as parents we need to control, because if the child is at home, the teacher is somewhere. We cannot be everywhere. So we need the help of parents, and then we need to talk to them. So at churches, I think churches must start thinking about digital literacy as part of their studies. It is not just
Very true. Very true.
They should start thinking about it. It's very important, because where it is leading our young ones, if we don't take time, we will lose them to the internet world. Okay, so we want to move on to section 3. So section 3 is talking about teach online STEM principles. So we spoke about the principles we spoke about. Samuel's, how many principles? Samuel has how many?
7.
Seven.
Samuel
Seven have 7.
Samuel has 7.
Yes.
Teach online has 10.
10.
Yes. 10 principles. So teach online. So here we are going to state the principles of teach online's line experts, then explain at least 5 of them. We will talk about the principles and then try to explain, touch all of them. Now, so according to Teach Online 2020, the following represents the 10 principles that should guide technology integration in education. So the first one is adding value. Adding value. So we have adding value. It should be pedagogical focus, the quality, sustainability, access, scalability, sharing, choice, continuous or lifelong learning, and customization. Those are the 10 principles of Teach Online in 2020. Adding value. So the choice of any particular technology, be it a tool or a process, must be based on the principle that it adds value to the task at hand. This value must be explicit, that is stated clearly as a rationale for the choice. Be dispensable and may include efficiencies effectiveness, robust, reliability, usability, student engagement, flexibility, or success. This choice must be based on some form of evidence and demonstrates or explains the value. So every tool you are going to use, every technology you are going to integrate in your teaching and learning process should add value. It shouldn't just be the use of the technology, but it should add value to whatever you are going to teach. We are often too quick to adopt a new technology, be it hardware, software, or a new design, without fully understanding or explaining to others why this new technology is better than what we were using. Why will you go for iPhone 16? Now, what do you have? 17, eh? Why you have iPhone 12 and it's doing the same thing? What is the additional value? Do you even understand if it's having another value? So at times you just, oh, people are saying the picture is clearer. The picture is clearer. Are you using pictures for something? Exactly. Are you a photographer? So that is how it is. If the technology is not adding any value to it, but because there is new technology, you jump onto it. Because the school is now having a smart board. Okay, let's go. All of you, run. Let's go and use the smart board. You did the same thing. You type notes and you showed it on the smart board. Finish. You've not added anything. It has not added any value to the learning process. So the first principle is telling us that technology should add value and it should be explicit. We should be able to identify it as, oh, then when I was using my marker and the marker board to teach, I'm not able to do ABCD. But because now I have the projector and the laptop, now the learners are understanding. I am able to show video. So that lesson that I thought that they didn't understand, we did last week and they didn't understand. I brought the video and they saw it and they all started shouting, oh, okay. So when I gave work, they were all able to answer. It is very explicit that it has added some value to the process. It is not just because everybody is using projector. Oh, a teacher said, oh, my colleague who is teaching science in the other class, I saw him using projector. So I also use it. You use it for what? You use it for what? So that should be the question. Is it going to add values to the class? Okay. Then the second principle is saying that it should be pedagogical focus. It should be pedagogical focus. So it means that the technology you are going to use should be focused on how you are going to deliver the lesson. The content of the lesson, the delivery, support, assessment, interaction, and results. Too often, networks, software, hardware, and apps are designed for purposes other than learning, or designed by those who have little or no understanding of the concepts of good pedagogy. This IT, some of the less learning, you see that those who design them, even though they think it's for the classroom, they don't have any idea what a good pedagogy is, how to make lesson or learning interactive. But because they have the technical know-how, they are the IT people, they develop it. So it is not pedagogical focus. Yeah, the content might be there, but how will it make it very attractive for a child that you think that lesson is meant for, maybe class 4, to be engaged in it? We don't think about that. So there is a need, of course, for administrative productivity-oriented technologies, but there is an urgent need to respect the implications of pedagogy on the selection of tools. You respect the implication of pedagogy on the selection of tools. So the tools can be the applications, can be the hardware, bandwidth, on security or data and privacy, on access to networks and data, on choice and individual needs. You know, when it comes to pedagogy, our lessons in class, we always say you treat every learner as an individual. So it means that when they are designing their software, the hardware for learning, they should bear in mind that it's not all the learners who are interested in singing, that because the app is going to be using song to teach, all of them will grab the concept. Just like in class, they say we shouldn't be doing this or that, because some of the learners, they want to have a feel of it. Some of the learners want to see, some want to listen, the different learning styles. So they must, developers of this educational or technology tools must always bear in mind that we have different styles in the class, and then their tools should cater for all of them. So choice of educational technology must be based on the sound principle of learning. So the sound principle of learning is that the online learning environment adapts to a wide variety of pedagogical philosophies and methods. Does the course design match the learning objectives with the course activities and learner assessment? Does the hardware standards prevent instructor choice of delivery method? So those are some of the sound principles of learning that you must consider before integrating the technology in your teaching. Now, the third principle is talking about quality. Quality. So with quality, I say quality teaching, learning programs and delivery are demanded by students and investors in education. The infrastructure must enable quality, not inhibit, but not to inhibit it. The infrastructure must enable quality. So quality is defined by specific criteria and standards. By making explicit the criteria and standard in our choice and use of technology in learning, it is more likely that these standards can be met. This also helps us to recognize that standards are not universal and that different standards are needed for different contexts. Standards are not universal. So what can be a quality teaching and learning process in Ghana might not be the same somewhere else. We have different standards. So if we are using the same technology, it means that it might not be our quality, it might be their quality, because there are different standards which we are saying are not universal. We should have the ability to choose the technology based on the criteria we have for our quality. So if the technology is not providing us with a choice, that here, if at the end of the day, if the child is able to read, it means there's quality teaching and learning going on. But the technology is not emphasizing on reading, it means to us in Ghana, it is not our quality. So we should have the opportunity to select the standards or the tool that we think goes with a particular context, the standard of a particular context. We can create professional standards, constructual standards, and standards based on the needs and wants of learners and instructors. Individualized expectations must be recognized, and standards of quality apply to match diverse needs. So when you are integrating technology, we can't say that because this is helping this particular group of people achieve their aim or their objective for their learning, so we should also use it. Now we have to use it. It might not be from our context, it might not be what we want. So quality standard can be applied to inputs. It can also be applied to what? Process. It can be applied to output as well. Quality standards of certain matters must be frequently reviewed as enhancements are made rapidly to some products and processes. I wish I know the type of documents on the tablets shared in the SHS. So somebody can look at it and say, this one is of low standard. The resources, I don't know if the resources are multimedia resources or they are just. Oh, is that so?
Hello.
Yeah, can you see now? Is it
Yes,
coming
madam.
now?
We can see.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so the third has to do with the quality. Then the fourth is sustainability. Sustainability. So who will take us through sustainability? When we say sustainability of a
Madam.
technology in teaching. Yeah, Isaac.
Okay, so who will take us through the sustainability? But
Okay.
you are
Okay.
already reading it.
No, I'm not reading. So I just want to frame the question well. So if we are talking about technology integration,
Okay.
So what does it mean as far as technology integration is concerned?
Okay.
Yeah, Isaac, I think you want to take us through that.
Hello, madam.
Sustainability, yes.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Yeah, please, let's say, for example, this tablet that we distributing to the SHS. The distribution of SHS tablets to them. Let's look at how sustainable is it and how long is it going to take? Maybe if one government transfer of power, is it going to be sustainable by the other governments? It's a form of what? It's a ICT integration in teaching and learning. So how sustainable that is going to be must also be a factor.
Okay, thank you very much. It's true. I've been even wondering, is it going to be given to them after every 2 years or after every year? I don't know how it's going to be though, but I know it's sponsored by, I think, MasterCard. But MasterCard, they can have like 5 years projects with a country or an organization in a country. Then when they are done, that ends it. They can have 2 years. So I don't know how sustainable that is, but I think it is helping us to understand sustainability. So you want to integrate technology and decide to buy tablets for learners in SHS. Now, the first question is, do we have people who can maintain that device in the school, in the various schools? ICT teachers are not phone repairers. Even themselves, when their battery is spoiled, they send it to Circle. So, who is going to be maintaining the devices? Can we get spare parts to buy and replace? When it gets stolen, what's next? It's just like the textbooks we've been using. You buy textbook or the government sent textbooks, and it will take like 10 years, 15 years for a new textbook to come. And this one, they are devices, digital devices, that might not even last more than 2 years. And we decide to use that. I was thinking they'll rather get fashionable computer labs that the learners will go in badges, but they're having tablets to themselves. Hey, is it true that my screen is not coming again?
No, the screen is there.
It's coming.
Hey,
It's
then,
coming.
Benjamin,
It is
check
there.
your
The screen is
connection.
visible.
Can see very clearly.
That is from our
Benjamin, check your connection.
some of us
Please.
we are not seeing
It
it.
is
Mine
Mine
is
visible.
is
connected.
not coming.
Let me
Mine is
ask
not
you
coming. Mine too is not coming. I can't see the screen.
Then it might be your
Depending what
connection.
you are lecturing
Check your
on.
network.
Yeah.
Then they should check your network,
Okay.
please.
I think they should adjust the view.
Madam, please, it is visible. We can see.
So we are talking about
Madam,
new technical infrastructure at education and training providers are adding costs and hopefully values to educational enterprises. Those costs include costs of maintaining the technology and ensuring equitable access to technology support system, training upgrades, new functional requirements are added to the budget. So if those costs are added to the budget, how can we sustain them? Are they sustainable? Sustaining these new costs and thus the programs and functions is critical with long-term projections with respect to hard technologies, finances, and new innovations are difficult to make at times. So you can't sit and say this tablet can last for 5 years. You can't make a long-term projection. At least as for books there, you can make. Risk factors can be analyzed. Time projections can be made explicit and then adopted as necessary. So when it comes to the teachers TM1 laptops, the laptop themselves have issues. Some are very good, some have issues. But this is a laptop that when your keypad is spoiled, you have to call, I think, Carton Technology. You can't go to the market and get it. You have to call Carton Technology. And then you'll be there, then they'll say, oh, tomorrow they are coming to this district to come and work on sports laptops. You have to pay for screen, you have to pay for this, you are not ready, and you just pack it in the room. You buy your HP from the market. As soon as it spoils, you send it to the repairer by the roadside. They know what is there. They say, oh, let's buy this and fix. You have the money, you do your thing. So some of these programs that even though, because that TM1 is purposely for ICT integration. It's purposely for ICT integration. So that is the teachers' aspect that they've given to them so that they'll be able to integrate ICT or technology in their teaching. But you can go to your school, out of about 20 teachers, you get only 1 or 2 working laptops. Okay. Now the 5th one is talking about assets. The 5th one is Isaac. I think your mic is on. It's giving me feedback. Okay, thank you very much. So the 5th one is access. So access is bringing the technology to the doorsteps of learners, those who need it. Can they have access to the technology? If you want to integrate technology in your teaching, we are talking about the availability and availability of the technology to the learners. Where do you want them to do it? Is it in the school? Is it at home? Wherever they have to use the technology, are they having access to it? So a dominant value in society is for education to provide an opportunity for everyone to be successful and to fulfill themselves and to contribute positively to society. So restriction to formal learning activities can result from distance and remoteness, physical boundaries, social and psychological boundaries, inappropriate programs or lack of programs, lack of seats available, financial barriers, readiness factors, and other conditions that prevent access by learners to formal learning opportunity. Access to learning must be the least restriction possible. So the learning process is restricted from the child because of where the child is, because of the child's geographical area, the child's background, the child's physical characteristics. Access is something we are trying every day to take away from the learning process, to bring closer to the learning process. Access is very, very important. I think now governments and policies are making it very, taking it very, very important that the child shouldn't be denied learning because of any factor related to whether geographical background or whatever, physically, if the child, because the child cannot see, you can't learn, because you can't walk, you can't learn, trying to take away the restriction. So bringing learning opportunity to all learners through the internet must be priority of all levels of government. Education and training providers and industries, personal versus public benefits and costs must be respected, but access to learning must not be restricted to only those with the ability to pay. It must not be restricted to only those with the ability to pay, even though that's what is happening. You go to private schools, they have computer labs connected to the internet because they can pay. You go to public schools, they don't have because they can't afford. They can't afford. Internet, you go to my village, where are you going to get the internet? Even the call plan you can't make, not to talk about having internet to go online. So it got to a time, I know the government gave out some televisions and some things for distance learning. But still, if you are in an area that there is no electricity, it means access is being denied you. So the appropriateness of the media is the function of the learning goal, as well as the preference and circumstances of the learner. The internet can provide broad functionality across a variety of learning systems, and as such is very scalable. So we are coming to scalable, but they are telling us internet is very scalable. Scalability means that we can expand. The program can be expanded. The program can be extended. It refers to network that can be connected to other network and thus expand. So the software we are using, can it be expanded? Can it cover the whole country? Or that program that they are bringing is only going to cater for those in Accra? So if the program is not scalable, for example, we have this science box that the government launched some few months ago, I think last December or November. So the question is, how scalable is this? It's very good for primary schools. It has tools that you can use to learn the various strands, substrands in science. But the question is, how scalable is it? How is it going to be like? So I started asking this question. I have a friend who was there, so that's the question I was asking. Then the person said, oh, this one there, where they've given it to some schools in Accra, let them use it and let's see. No, it shouldn't be like that. As soon as you want to bring it, I'll start thinking about how it will go to all learners in the country, because all learners are using the same curriculum. So if there is a program that will help in implementation of the curriculum, let's start looking at that. So that's scalability. Can the program or the technology be scalable? Now, we're also talking about sharing. So sharing is a principle based on not only in social good and altruism, but also in pragmatism. Education and training providers that learn to share and cooperate can reduce costs, and improve quality in a number of technological areas. Community and corporations are essential features of the knowledge economy. Online courses are expensive to create. Increasing learner enrollment through partnerships between departments or education and training providers can reduce costs. So if somebody is able to produce an online program or course for learners, and then it's only those in your school who can have access to it, it will be very expensive, because you have to pay for domain. It will be very expensive. But if you are able to get other people on board, even if they are paying something small, it means that you are sharing the cost. So it will not be expensive for only the few who are logging on, but all of you, you might have access to the cost at a very reduced. So the question is, the technology you are using, is it shareable? Is it shareable, or it is just for, because I have this device, I'm the only one who can use it? The key is successful partnership. To successful partnership is often in the details, common purpose and values, define positions and decision-making processes, positive interpersonal relationship and trust, clear goals, rules, responsibilities, and structure, commitment at all levels, flexibility and adaptability, and clear legal financial liability. So the eighth one is talking about choice. Technology in learning, while hardly a new phenomenon, is still in need of evaluation examination. Individual differences among learners, instructors, and education and training providers, and within society and the workplace must be respected. Choices of technologies for both tools and processes can support and promote differences. Individual learning. Everybody has his or her own way of learning. So we have our individual differences. Even the teacher would prefer using some other process or method than another teacher. So when science teacher A thinks that you want to draw or just show pictures of the animal cell, teacher B would want to write tests on the animal cell, just explain to them. We have individual differences. So these differences, because of these differences, there should be different choice when it comes to technology and the use of technology. So when you're talking about technology, have at the back of your mind that we are talking about the tools, as in the hardware tools and the software tools, and then the process. So there should be different available tools and processes or technologies that people can select from. Learners can select, make their choice. Instructors or teachers can equally make their choice from. Now, the ninth one, we are talking about continuous lifelong learning. I think I told you I'll be taking additional 10 minutes. So prepare. So continuous lifelong learning. Continuous lifelong learning. Hey.
We are ready, madam. We are ready.
So the principle of lifelong learning makes inherent sense to most, yet in practice is challenging. The paradigm for learning as a lifelong endeavor must be built into the structure of education and training providers and the workplace. Learning and changing must be more highly valued in all we do. Learning must be seen as a personal and continuous, not lockstep. We treat change as events, scheduling measure overhauls of business processes, government policies, and educational reforms. For learning to be continuous, we must shift our thinking and our practice on both a personal level and on an educational and training provider level. So change is a process, a technology of continuous learning. Change is a process. Change is not a stop, it is a process. So we are saying that with technology, we should be continuous learning, lifelong learning, from cradle to what? So as soon as you start, and so the developers must know that at every stage in life, there should be something to be learned. So learning is continuous. We don't, when there is change in technology, oh, I have arrived. No, you have not arrived. You are still in the process. It's continuous. It's a lifelong process. Okay, so finally, with the teach online 10 principle, the last one is customization. One of the advantages technology brings to learning is the ease with which we can customize programs, courses, and services to individual learners. Now, with the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning, we can adopt learning system to be responsive to both the needs of learners and their performance. Learners are diverse with individual needs in terms of their goals, the pace at which they learn, the modes of communication they prefer, their motivation for learning, the stimulations they respond to, the prior learning aptitudes they bring, physical and sensory differences, and the manner in which they can demonstrate what they know or can do. Our learning delivery technologies and our course designs must be customized to make the needs of individual learners, as well as the diverse needs of individuals, professions, businesses, and industries. There are limits in terms of economics, cost requirements, time, and access, but there is so much more that can be done with the aid of tools and purpose process technologies to improve the quality of education for each learner. So every learner must have something that he or she would also be comfortable with when using technology. So if I know that I cannot type, I can have opportunity to use speech to text apps in producing the text of my to type whatever I want. If I'm comfortable with listening. Personally, I think I like listening than watching even movie. So movie, I can listen without watching and I will understand everything. Watching, I feel lazy. So every person, that's why these days that they have this stories that they just read on YouTube. That's what I normally use. I prefer that one. I just listen to the story and I'm happy. But if you give me movie, I'll put it off. I will skip. I'll use 2 minutes to watch a movie of one hour. I will skip. It's so boring. But when I listen, so it means that technology must also be in a way that I can customize to my preference. I'm also a learner. Customize to my preference and what I like. Okay. A moment, please.
Hello, I can't hear.
Okay, sorry
Madam.
about that. I have to attend to a call. Sorry about that. So we are done with the first 3 units. I promise taking your 10 minutes. I want to ask if we can continue or we move it to within the week. Then so that we can do 4, 5, and 6. Or you think we should continue? What do you think? We can do
continue.
all.
I think we should do it within the week. With that one, we can have ample time for the lesson.
Okay.
Well, yes, the 10 minutes. I don't think we can do a lot with the 10 minutes. So we need
No,
to
the 10 minutes can do section 4. Mayer's 12 principle. or you go
Madam,
and
let's
okay,
Madam, let's postpone it.
you go and read all of them. Then when we come, I'll mention names. Then you tell me what you have. So we are going to talk about Mayor's 12 principles of multimedia learning. Then we talk about the cognitivist and the constructivist behaviorist theory in technology. So we know the theory, but in relation to integration, ICT integration, we'll be looking at that. So I don't know if we can go. Albert, you want to say something?
Madam, we should make it next time or the other day.
Okay. So the other day, we have 1 hour and 10 minutes. You owe me 10 minutes and I have 10 minutes here.
Madam.
So 1 hour.
You don't have a problem with that.
Yes.
Oh.
You don't have a problem with that
Madam,
because you give 2 hours.
you can consume your 10 minutes. Yeah.
I can continue. Yes, because this one is 12 principles.
Okay.
I don't want us to do half of it and end. I want us to
Madam,
take the 12 at once.
Madam, let's pause and then continue the other day.
So, Madam, you can see to it.
And then this one will be looking at some pictures.
Madam, let's make it
Okay, so within the week, you communicate that with the course rep.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm giving you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This week, my Thursday and Friday will be occupied. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You pick a day and time.
Madam, the time will be, which time will be available, Madam?
Evening.
For the time, I'm available after 6:30. I am available after 6:30.
Monday. 7 o'clock should be
So,
fine.
Madam, do you want to take 1 hour?
Madam, we do it after 7. Madam, from 7 going.
So we are going to take 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Okay, Madam.
You owe me 10 minutes. So 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, Monday.
So we'll go to the WhatsApp page. You communicate that to the course rep, and then you get back to me.
Okay, Madam.
Okay, Madam. That's fine.
Okay. Please read before you come.
Okay.
Read and look at the picture.
All right.
With the Mayor's 12 principle, it has pictures attached to it. It's explaining the principles when it comes to multimedia learning. So let's pay attention to them before we come on. The day will be coming. So I'm still not clear with the day. So you communicate that and let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Madam. Thank you too, Madam. We'll do the voting in the group.
Okay.
I think that's correct. So that
Then have a nice day and have a fruitful week as well.
Yeah, thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Madam. You too, Madam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam.
Any past questions?
Let's see you.
Read the book and so
Good for last.
But it will be enough.
Go to that last.
Very important.
The past question is very important.
Yeah, hello, colleagues. Please, I think we set a day which was Wednesday. I think we met the last time on Wednesday. Can't we use the same day and the same time?
So it depends. So
Yeah, because we use that same Wednesday and the same time will be appropriate. So let's maintain it and communicate to her. I think we used Wednesday the last time we met, and I think we should maintain it and just communicate to her. So we are meeting on Wednesday because that will be our meeting. Thank you.